Welcome to the adventure. This is just a preview of what you're about to see. We start off the year with Cyclosaurus Magazine's unique and amazing chopper show, quickly becoming a can't-miss show of the year. This is how we're going to start, and this is the type of content you can expect. These amazing bikes are moving works of art, where engineering meets artwork, where the garage engineer, the fabricator, becomes an artist. The world traveler Charlie Weissel's traveling chopper. He just recently returned from a round the world trip, and the bikers got him into Russia and across. This unique show doesn't just present all the bikes at once. They present each bike every hour or so, making the event more of a spectacle. This allows the participants to stick around, to converse, and to interact with each other. It brings more of a party atmosphere and an artwork atmosphere to a regular bike show. It's been almost a decade since I've been in Daytona, ever since I started my company. What we got here is actually I'm wearing an environmental suit with ceramic plating. And at 50 degrees, this allowed me to operate for 8 to 10 hours. Although a little heavy and bulky. We made it to Florida, and of course the two service dogs, Athena and Merlin, got to play in the water for the first time. Athena's been to the ocean, but she always loves a good game. These two dogs are amazing, and they've been under training for 2 years. Merlin was recently rehomed, and the Catahoula really isn't a pet, and should never have been in the city. He had an 8-foot vertical, and he just loved people, and people were scared of a giant dog. As we got into Florida, of course, we get the dodging rainstorms. It was great to start pulling up with the packs. I ride alone. And believe me, by the time you hit Florida on the way down to Daytona, you're going to be seeing hundreds of packs of bikes headed that way. Return! Michelle had never been through the first coast. She's following me in the car with the dogs. So we rolled through St. Augustine, and though not our scene, the coastal route allowed us to stop at the beach and see a bunch of different little beach towns along the first coastline between St. Augustine and Daytona. Some of the best riding in Daytona. That's not saying much. Daytona's not much of a riding rally. This is more of a social rally. Of course, I advocate for wearing your armor and wearing your helmet every ride. But, 45-year-old man, I've been in that suit for almost 16 hours over the last 2 days. And it felt nice to get my hair back in the wind, to get all that equipment, all that suit off. And this is really the gold sunset as we're rolling into Daytona. Very nice night, very cool afternoon. The rain showers had moved out and kind of cooled everything off. Typical Florida 5, 6, 7 o'clock afternoon ride. Some of the most beautiful riding in February March you're gonna find anywhere in the world. We stayed south of the city, Daytona Beach. Actually, we stayed more towards Titusville and Cape Canaveral. It was a lot cheaper, and then we can get away from the rally a little bit. Here I'm looking for a spot for the dogs to play off the causeway. Me and Athena, and while everybody else was locked down in 2020, we drove down to Florida. Here we see bikers and beards. These guys, everybody's down there at all these rallies. You meet almost any celebrity inside the industry. was looking around for the old events and the old places. Like I said, it's been a decade since I've been to Daytona. Willie's Chopper Time bike show, probably one of the best I always go to. Tropical Tattoo. Real friendly place. Never had a problem there. Very crowded, very packed full of bikes, but some great riding down the way, right behind it. If you're heading back towards Daytona, don't take the main drag. Use this back road here. It's much nicer. It's got the Spanish oak, mossy oak coming off the trees. It's shaded in the middle of the hot day. It's nice and cool. But these bikes were amazing. Again, artwork, garage engineers. Then we hit the Daytona downtown, pretty standard main street. Everybody parked on the sidewalks. You're gonna watch this guy go up on the sidewalk. I'll stop talking and just let you listen to the sound of Main Street. I always feel weird staging photos, but you have to do it. This is one of our Perfecto jackets with ballistic armor. My third helmet I've made. It's Kevlar carbon fiber weave over 3D printed ceramics with a microfiber padding inside. My last one was for COVID. It had a full face screen. There were people that didn't see my face for 2 years here in St. Louis. Fly high, burn hard. When I travel, there's always things for me to do. This is down near Hot Springs, Arkansas, the Blue Phantom crystal mine. You can go there for free, dig up Blue Phantom crystals. They've got quartz crystals with little blue. We camp for free at the local reservoir. Of course, the dogs are in the water as usual. But it's really cheap and expensive. You can go to the mine and pay for it. You can go to the hotel and pay $160 a night. Or I've got the van here at this point, or my tent usually in the summer. And that really does cut down the costs. If you're living on just gasoline and no hotel for the night, you're not spending $150 a day. So Merlin needed to be rehomed. I headed out to Colorado, down to cattle country. He's a cattle herding dog. So we stopped in Dodge City. We hung out a lot in the mornings. At feed stores and local gas stations, and basically handed out cards for about a week, and had adventures. We didn't just do that, we explored all of southern Colorado area. Here we are walking through some paths down in the Bighorn Valley Bluff there. And he loves to play in the river. This is actually Phantom Canyon in southern Colorado, headed towards Cripple Creek. It was full of hippies. So we walk up the washes, and it was a particularly wet winter, but a lot of the waterfalls were dry. So it was a lot easier to get up and down into the hills. And we'd walk out for 20, 30 minutes, walk out for 2-3 hours, and turn around, come back. Had a great time. Last adventure with a great dog.
Merlin, this way. Over here. Hey. Merlin, over here. Come on. No. Keep moving.
It was kind of cool out these days, so you can see I've got my armored leather jacket on. If your leather jacket can't stand up to a hike, especially the type of hiking I do, it's not real leather. So these are the leather jackets we sell. It's got its plating inside of it, pistol plating, and crash armor along the spine. And it doesn't have to just be for a motorcycle. It can be for your UTV. It can be for your hiking.
Come on.
This is what you will expect from my new channel. I'm going to show you the adventure. I'm going to show you these amazing places. These places that are right near where you're at anywhere. You just have to go a few steps off the beaten path. And it's not that hard to find these places. All across the country, these little hidden hidey holes of nature.
You going up? Going up? 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 You got this. You got it. Up. You want help? Go for it. Up. I got you. Go on. I got you. Didn't think you need my help.
Mr. Merlin, you want to go for a walk? You do? You want to go climb a mountain?
To the left, over here. Hey, Merlin. Oh, you got it. Come on. Gotcha, dude.
It was snowing on the way back from Daytona to St. Louis, so I left my bike in storage. A lot of long distance guys will do that, and then come back a month or two later when it's warmer and take it home. So, got to the storage unit out of the airplane, got my bike out, fired right up, and threw my bag and everything on it, and I was out the door. It's a little weird not having all my equipment. I'm used to having my tarp and my sleeping bag and my tent on a journey this long, but I didn't leave anything on the bike, and the bike didn't even have saddlebags on it. So whatever's in my backpack I brought on the airplane is what was in my backpack. But I had people that in between here and there. One thing I noticed is I actually have triple eye protection on here. I have my sunglasses, my Oakleys on, I have the sun visor down on the helmet and the clear lens. And as I got done with my day, after 2 or 3 days on the road, I can't see my phone, I can't read prompts. I walked into a fast food joint and couldn't do the self-checkout because I couldn't read anything or see anything. Sun blindness is a real thing. Here's my daughter. She's riding as Ninja. So she's 17 and doing amazing. So on my way back towards St. Louis, I stopped in South Carolina and saw my daughter. And then headed up towards Asheville and basically the Franklin and Smoky Mountains, Southern Smoky Mountains area.
You be safe. I love you, okay? I'm proud of you. You know that. Will do.
What's supposed to do it? What else is there to do? But fall in love. Yes, fall in love with you. Jun22. I took a fall.
So I get into the mountains and my front brake breaks. It actually falls off. I broke a bolt. Lost one. So I tied it up and then proceeded to drive from about Spartansburg, South Carolina, through the mountains, past 129, Tail of the Dragon, through Route 62, down by the river, all the way into Chattanooga, and then all the way home, like that. Didn't want to take the time to stop and fix it, didn't have any tools with me. So I drove those mountain roads, chopper style, including getting the bike sideways at one point, as a big rig came in my lane, these curvy roads. Fun roads, feel like I'm getting old. My body started to ache by the end of the day. It was a very cool ride, even in May. So it was very unusual. Now I'll just let you listen to the bike in the mountain road. Really an old stomping ground of mine. I've lived in South Carolina, I've lived in Savannah. I love gem mining, and from Franklin all the way up into Winston-Salem is nothing but emeralds, rubies, sapphires, a lot of quartz, and even gold as you get down into Georgia. So I've been on these roads in almost every car and almost every bike I've had. Everybody says Tail of the Dragon. I go do it just to make sure I'm still up to skill set, including avoiding other people. Like I said, I ride alone, so it's just me having to deal with me most of the time. And I stay off these roads during crowded times. First thing in the morning, evenings, during the week. I try to stay out of areas, and this is a great example. Instead of going to the gem mine that's on the side of the road, I actually camp at gem mines, but I have to drive 10 miles, 20 miles off the main road out of the main city. But it also gets me to areas that I've never seen before. This area specifically of the country, there's 27 waterfalls. It's the head of the Appalachian Trail, head north. It's the base of the Smoky Mountains. It really is some of the most beautiful riding in the country, and I'm surprised there isn't a rally, a bigger rally that rides this area. The Smoky Mountains is a great area, and I've spent a lot of time in here.
So, somewhere between Asheville and Franklin, North Carolina, I'm on this Piney Creek back road. A lot of times I'll stop on these back roads and have a cigarette, have my lunch. I don't like sitting even in the small mountain towns. I'm not one to sit in a city or unless I'm sitting at a restaurant eating. So I stopped to have a cigarette and drink some water after I almost crashed. And it's just a beautiful valley. There's just so this is a random road. It's taking me my destination, but I wasn't following the GPS, and then I turned on the GPS and took whatever road it wanted. This shows you a lot better of the environment. I'm in this little valley. You wouldn't know it was here just climbing over this ridge here. See those cars going there, right? You wouldn't know it. And this goes up over the ridge and then down into a very richy, yuppie type place, right? Meanwhile, we got race cars going down the road. So get off that main road. Get off that GPS. Get off of all those roads and just take that random creek road that heads that direction. And you'll find some really interesting places. Fly low, burn hard. Keep two wheels on the ground.
Heading out of Franklin, I hit the river road and fouled that down. A lot of kayakers, a lot of places to stop, a lot of remote locations with a vault toilet and no water. It was a very cool day, but it was as I was descending into the Chattanooga Valley, it was getting more and more. And I eventually took off my jacket and everything else. Left my helmet on because it's Tennessee, obviously. The only reason I bought this helmet is I didn't want to be bothered by getting pulled over in my Mandalorian helmet and have to explain it to a cop. So just better to buy one that's DOT, even though I actually feel less safe in it. And I'll give you just another minute of the windy roads and the sounds of the road. The Saddle Tramp Southside Bike Show is another can't miss in St. Louis. This is an amazing show that brings everyone together for a love of a very unique style that came out of St. Louis. And it's one you must see. This year's block party was amazing and everybody had a blast. So here are some sights and sounds from the Southside Bike Show. What's up, man? How you been? Brian of River City Cycle Parts here in St. Louis, and he manufactures, he's a fabricator, and he throws on this event.
You bring it up in the monitor. Two, two, hey, two, 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 hey, there we go. Yep. Hell yeah, let's tear this shit up now. Woo! Go ahead, that's all. Yeah, I'm all here. Yeah, let's hear it, baby. Make him cry, make him cry. That's right, that's right.
Plus 1, 2, hey,
Welcome everybody. Hello. Oh yeah.
hey.
MC.
What's up, dude?
Say 1, 2, hey.
Sorry the sound didn't come out. I had something plugged into the iPhone. These are metric choppers, 60s choppers. They take 60s Japanese bikes and turn them into choppers. It was very common in the 60s and 70s. And it's become more common as the kids can't afford to take even a used Harley and chop it up. But they can pick up the 60s, 70s GS model bike, Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda, and then chop it up, put a new neck on it, put a 5, 6, 7 foot front end, and they've got a cruiser now, a very old style cruiser. These were very common for a long time, and they really, like I said, have made a resurgence, and there's a growing population of kids building these type of choppers. So, very cool to see. They sound amazing. You can do amazing things. It's basically a 4-cylinder. You got all the power in the world you want.
I felt like a drinker, looked like a singer. I had to do it, was supposed to do it. Sweetheart, I never knew.
Oh, come on. Don't sit in the mud.
Come on, yeah. Oh, got to do it, baby. You know I got to do it.
Fly low, burn hard. Never give up on your dreams. There's more to come soon. This will get better.